A man named Matt and his wife Kate bought a second-hand villa in a remote area. While cleaning the place, the man discovered something odd, a hidden room concealed behind old wallpaper. The lock on it was uniquely shaped, which made him even more curious. After searching through the old furniture, he eventually found a matching key and opened the mysterious door. Inside, the room was completely empty, but when his wife Kate stepped inside, the house lights began to flicker. Matt assumed it was an electrical issue and decided to contact the power company. Yet as soon as Kate stepped back out, the lights immediately stabilized. When the technician arrived, he examined the wiring and noted how outdated and complicated the system was. He admitted he couldn't repair it immediately and would need to return later with a proper plan. Before leaving, however, he warned the man that this house had a dark history. The previous owners had been murdered here. The property had remained abandoned for years until the man bought it. Hearing this, Matt felt uneasy. He realized he had been deceived by the real estate agent. That explained the unusually low price. Later, he searched online and confirmed everything. The former owners were indeed killed, and although the murderer was caught, there was no record of his background or motive. Even the killer himself claimed he didn't know who he was. In the end, the police concluded that he was mentally ill and sent him to a psychiatric hospital. Matt regretted his decision to buy such a place but kept quiet, not wanting to alarm Kate. He was just a struggling painter, and the couple had spent all their savings on the house. That night, trying to ease his frustration, he went to the secret room with a bottle of vodka, the only alcohol they had left. After finishing it, he wished aloud for another bottle. Suddenly, the lights went out, and when they flickered back on, an identical bottle appeared before him. Shocked but curious, he picked it up. It was real. The next morning, Kate was woken by the same strange flashing lights. When she entered the secret room, she saw her husband surrounded by luxury items. Excitedly, he told her that this room could grant wishes, a wishing chamber. He urged her to try asking for something herself. Skeptical, Kate assumed he was drunk or imagining things. Still, she humored him and asked for $1,000. Instantly, the lights flashed again, and moments later, the money appeared in the corner of the room. She still doubted it, thinking it was some trick. To test it further, she boldly wished for $1 million, and seconds later, the cash materialized out of nowhere. Overwhelmed, Kate turned to leave, but Matt stopped her, convincing her to embrace this miraculous discovery. Together, they began to use the secret room for all their desires. Money, jewelry, and luxury goods filled their lives. Even household items turned extravagant, like a washing machine encrusted with diamonds. But as time passed, the novelty faded. Surrounded by endless wealth, Kate slowly lost interest in the luxuries that once amazed her. Kate's greatest desire was to have a child. After 5 years of marriage, this was the one thing missing from their lives. One day, while Matt was away, she entered the secret room and wished for a baby. When Matt returned, he found a small child bouncing on their bed and immediately understood what had happened. Shocked and disturbed, he couldn't accept the strange child born from a wish. The couple argued intensely about it. Eventually, after much pleading from the Matt, Kate agreed that they should get rid of the child. However, when they entered the secret room to undo the wish, the baby began to cry as if sensing what they planned to do. Unable to go through with it, they decided to raise the baby for the time being, though Matt remained uneasy about it. Haunted by the house's violent history, Matt searched online for details about the previous owner's murders. He discovered that the captured killer had once said the room forced him to do it. Curious and alarmed, the man tracked down the mental hospital where the murderer was confined and went there to meet him. When Matt requested to see patient number 30, the staff seemed uneasy, saying no one had visited that patient in 45 years. Eventually, Matt met the murderer named John Doe, who cryptically told him he had been waiting for this meeting and advised him to move out before it was too late, warning of a coming fire. Yet he added that Matt likely wouldn't be able to leave because the room had a way of enchanting its owners. Disturbed by the encounter, Matt left in deep thought. At a gas station, he discovered that the money from the secret room had turned to ash. Realizing that anything created by the room only existed within the house, he rushed home to test it. His theory proved correct. Determined to uncover how the secret room worked, he broke through its wall with a hammer, finding it filled with hidden wiring that connected to other parts of the house. The system was far too complex for him to understand. When he came out, he saw his wife preparing to take the child outside. Despite his warnings, she ignored him and left with the baby. Matt decided not to stop her, assuming the child would simply vanish outside. But moments later, Kate screamed as her clothes began to disintegrate. Matt rushed out, rescued the child, and brought them both back inside. To their shock, the baby instantly grew into a school-aged boy. They realized that anything created by the room could not leave the house. If it did, it would rapidly decay or age. Kate, overcome by maternal affection, accepted the strange child named Shane and began teaching him to read. As time passed, Shane grew curious about the outside world and longed to explore it, but his mother claimed he was sick and would get infected if he went out. The restrictions only made him more restless. Meanwhile, Matt remained troubled by the murderer's warning and secretly began practicing shooting every day in the nearby mountains, fearing something terrible was yet to come. Mate kept a close watch on Shane every day to stop him from going outside. But one day, he managed to sneak out to experience the outside world. She caught him just in time and pulled him back. To prevent this from happening again, she sealed all the windows. Matt, feeling helpless, agreed, but tension between them kept growing, leading to frequent arguments about Shane. During one of their fights, they mentioned the secret room several times. Curious, Shane began to understand what they were hiding. The next morning, Matt noticed something strange. A crystal ball Shane had broken the day before was now perfectly intact, while the broken one still lay nearby. Confused, he asked his wife, but she knew nothing. Then they realized the door to the secret room was open. Inside, they found Shane had turned the room into a forest. Kate was amazed, but Matt felt uneasy and pulled Shane out, warning him not to enter again before locking the door. Kate was upset by his harshness, but he insisted the room was dangerous since Shane had become self-aware and could act unpredictably. She dismissed his worries, saying he was just a child. Suddenly the phone rang. Shane answered it. It was John Doe calling. Hearing a child's voice, John Doe laughed strangely. Matt quickly took the phone and asked how to stop the aging caused by the room. John Doe replied that if the creator of something dies, anything made by the room can exist outside safely. Since Kate had created Shane, it meant he could only live normally if she died. Matt now faced two impossible choices: save his wife or the child. He also realized that John Doe himself had been created by the housekeeper's husband years ago. Unknown to him, his wife had overheard the call. Unable to handle the truth, she drove off in shock, even considering ending her life to save Shane, but she couldn't go through with it. Meanwhile, Matt returned home in anger. Shane, believing Matt wasn't his real father, kept demanding to know who his true parent was. Frustrated, Matt finally told him the truth. He had no real parents, and everything, including their home, was created by the room. Shane refused to believe it. Losing patience, Matt shouted that he could leave and find out for himself. If he died, it wouldn't matter. Terrified, Shane ran upstairs. Later that night, Kate returned home. Both exhausted, the couple went to sleep, unaware that Shane was secretly watching them. The next morning, they found the door locked and, to their horror, saw Shane had grown into a young man overnight. Before they could react, he pointed a gun at them. The young man wanted to leave the house to live freely, believing his mother was holding him back. Kate tried to calm him, but he attacked. Matt fought back, and during the struggle, Kate was knocked unconscious. When she awoke, Matt told her he had killed Shane and moved his body outside, where it turned to ash. But when she went out to confirm, Shane was gone. Heartbroken, she was led back inside by her husband, who tried to reassure her. He thought it was over. But suddenly the scene shifted. Matt awoke alone in the secret room, confused and panicked. Searching the house for his wife, he saw a light flickering outside the secret room. Realizing something was wrong, he rushed to find the key, only to discover Shane had already taken it. Feeling desperate, Matt picked up a hammer and began breaking through the wall. Inside the secret room, Kate told him she wanted to move away from the house. Strangely, Matt, who had once insisted on leaving, now refused. This sudden change made Kate suspicious. She soon realized that the person in front of her wasn't her real husband. It was Shane, disguised as him. When she confronted him, Shane shamelessly tried to flirt with her, saying he had seen her and her husband together and wanted to experience the same. Horrified, Kate pushed him away and ran out in panic. Meanwhile, the real Matt kept smashing through the wall, fighting his way past tangled wires until he finally reached the secret room, only to realize that he was still trapped inside the world created by Shane. He ran through the artificial forest until he found a house. At the same time, Shane, losing his temper, attacked Kate and tried to force himself on her. Just then, the real Matt broke through the door, startling Shane and making him back off. Kate escaped and ran into her real husband, but then another man, who looked exactly like him, appeared behind her. Confused and terrified, she couldn't tell who was real. One of them grabbed her hand and pulled her away, but in a rush, she realized who the fake one was and pushed him down the stairs. She and her real husband ran through the endless corridors, searching for an exit. After several flashing lights, they finally found one, but Shane caught up, stabbing Matt with a knife. He then tried to comfort the terrified Kate, but suddenly the scene changed. Both Matt and Kate inside the room vanished. They had been illusions all along. The real couple was outside, running through the forest toward the actual villa. Shane chased them and leaped at Mate just as he opened the front door. Both fell outside, and Kate quickly locked the door behind them. Shane kept pounding on the door, but this time Kate didn't respond. Realizing his fate, he stopped knocking and walked away into the open world he had always dreamed of. Moments later, he collapsed and disintegrated into dust. Afterward, the couple finally moved out of the cursed house. But a month later, in their new home, Kate checked her pregnancy, and the result is positive, whereas Matt can't become a father.